everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. How are you doing today? It is Monday. It is a gloomy, chilly Monday here in Northern Ohio, where I am at home in my WIP corner. So I want to welcome you. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping in. If you like what you see here, please hit the like, subscribe, and all that stuff. If you've been around for a while, thanks for coming back again and again. I appreciate you so much. I haven't made a video in a couple of days. It's been at least over the weekend. We went to the camper this weekend. I did not do a camper crochet because I had the grandkids, the two youngest, and there wasn't as many activities going on. I hope they had a good time. They said they had a good time, but they did spend a lot of time in the camper, just chilling. But that's okay too. That they feel like they could just go in there and relax and, whatever. But they didn't have a lot of activities, so, planned for the kids. So I was a little disappointed in the amount of things that they could do. The pool was open, but now these kids, this isn't what my channel's about necessarily, but I'm just going to give you a little update here. These kids' parents have a boat on Lake Erie, which is cold at this time of the year still. The lake is pretty cold. They swim in Lake Erie every week. They've been swimming in Lake Erie for probably 5 or 6 weeks already. And the 12-year-old said, "Grammy, I can't swim in that water. It's colder than Lake Erie." I'm like, "Whoa, that's pretty doggone cold." I knew it would be cold. I would have never thought colder than Lake Erie. But apparently the heater isn't working, and so the pool water was colder than Lake Erie. So they didn't spend much time swimming, which the younger one didn't care. She's 10. She's like, "Yeah, I want to swim." And the older, I'm like, I told them when we pulled in, I said, "Girls, the pool is open, but there is no way in heck I'm getting in that water because I know it's cold. But y'all can swim if you want to." Ari said, "No way." Avery said, "Yes." But they could ride their bikes and drive the golf cart. And there was a slip and slide event that they did not participate in because by the time they got it working properly, the girls were freezing and wanted to go get dressed. But that's okay. I think they had an all right time anyway. They got to eat a lot of Papa's good cooking. But I did not get time to crochet outside. A couple of times, though, I did sit outside. I did crochet a little tiny bit outside. But not enough that I could hook up the camera and do all that stuff. So, and this channel is about crochet. The things that I'm making that I want to share with you. When I need help, I come to you. And I do need help. So, as you all, if you've been around, you know that I started this when I was in Florida visiting Nancy from She's Got Yarn too, and Billy the Crafty Floridian, and Nina, Lynanne from Nina's Knots. And we were delivering Boggy Creek blankets, which is the camp for chronically ill children in Eustis, Florida, that we donate blankets to. We have the Boggy Creek Brigade. There's lots of information all over YouTube about that. But we were delivering blankets, and my friend Nancy gifted me this Caron Skinny Cakes. She gave me 2 of them. There we go. Oh, come on now. Okay, here is what it looks like in the cake form, and it is the color grape. It is pretty in the thing, in the cake, but it is, oh, there on the floor, gorgeous worked up. So I decided that I wanted to do a rectangular granny duster kind of cardigan. And this is now the back, and it is big enough. And I thought I had a plan when I started this. I mean, I did have a plan. I just didn't know how to execute. I don't know how to execute the plan. Let's go with that. So this is the back, and so it's going to give me at least a little bit of a sleeve when I sew the front onto it. And then if I have enough yarn, I'll make sleeves, I think. that was the original plan, was that there would be sleeves. There will probably be pockets just in the side where you don't sew up, you don't join the side all the way. Then you can just make a circle and make pockets, because I like the pockets in the sides more than in the front. Uh, so this is, again, still a work in progress, right? It's a plan. As some of my yarny friends say, it's a recipe and we're tweaking it. So this is the back. I think the back is gorgeous, and I believe I'm showing you the correct side. Um, I think so. Maybe not, but this is the other side, if you want to see that side. No, yeah, this is the right side, because there's my little yarn tail. So anyway, um, Fiber Spider, I think, has a rectangular granny square uh, pattern. I think this is the modern granny. That's what it's called. Modern granny square. Uh, and I love it. I love the pattern. I love the way this is turning out. So it is this big, and now I need to make, I have very little left of this cake. Oh, whoops, I missed. Now I gotta wind it up. I have this much left for cake number 1. Now I need to do the sides, the front panels, I should say. And so my plan was count how many I have down here and how many I ended up with down the side, across, whatever. And then, like, I have to adjust. So I think I started with 15 crochet clusters down the side of because you work around you chain so many and then you work around the chain, right? So the original start was 15 granny clusters, and now I have 35 going up, no, 49 going down the length. So my side panels have to end at 49. I don't know how many I need to start with. It has to be more than 15 because I have 36 rows across, if you count all the clusters across, which means 18 clusters across per side would be where my side panels need to be, right? Half of this, 18 clusters per side. So I needed to go 18 this way and 49 this way. So I don't know how many I need to start with. That's my problem. I know there's a ratio in there someplace. Like, so on the length, the ratio would be 15 is to 49. Like, that doesn't make sense. But I'm pretty sure I counted 49 clusters on the up and down on the length. And there's 36 going across. So it starts with one cluster at the top. So 1 to 35 would be so then like 1 to 18. I don't know. I know it's going to need, I guess I could count in 18 rows and see how many I have going down this way, right? And that's how many I need to crochet, right? Would that work? This is 18 rows. Across here is 18. So how many? This is 36. Oh no, this should be 49. There's a math in there someplace. I think I need to talk to somebody. I just don't know what the math is. I'm sure if I knew I could figure it out if I knew what I was trying to figure out. And I'm sure it's really simple and I'm making it way harder than what it is, because when I originally designed this, I thought, oh, that's going to be easy. You just do. And now I'm having this huge brain fart and I don't know what I just do. So I wanted to work on this over the weekend. That was going to be my project and I'm like, oh yeah, I got the back done. The back is the size I want it to be. I was so excited. And then I just have this blockage in my brain that isn't letting me understand my math. And I'm usually pretty good with math. Well, decent anyway. And I just can't wrap my brain around it. Now I have myself psyched out of it. You know what I mean? So if you, ladies and gentlemen, have any idea how many I need to start my chain with, how many clusters I need on there, I would greatly appreciate the information. So I'm requesting your help with that. So you hadn't seen it, the back completed. That was the last thing I did before we went away. And after making the last video, I don't think I've showed you that. I have been working on my, which this is getting to be a real joke. If you are at all familiar with Laura from Mamie's Crochet and Farming and Jan and Alaskan Crafter, they're doing the hooker versus hooker. It's a hashtag, hooker versus hooker, vs hooker is the hashtag. Just type that in. You'll get some videos and their lives, which are always so much fun. I think they did one over the weekend, but again, I had the grandkids. Those lives go long. I have not had an opportunity to watch it. This is my dog, Lacey. Remember her? She was just a puppy then. But that's what she looked like when she died. same happy-go-lucky little girl. Anyway, and that's just coffee. So anyway, they're doing this monthly challenge. And this time it's footwear. And I think they did the reveal and picked a winner over the weekend. And I, like I said, haven't had an opportunity to watch it. That would be for May. June's project is footwear. So I had this brilliant idea. Like the day before they came out with the reveal of the project that everybody makes. There's 4 contestants. Jan and Laura, a YouTuber, and a subscriber. And generally the subscribers have all won, but the subscribers have been the winners. Last time Juan was in there, Juan the Yarn Addict, and he won. He did a really awesome project. They were all really, really good projects. This time Nova Gnome is in there, and like I said, I haven't seen the reveal, so I am real excited to watch it. I just haven't had a chance. I can't do that with the grandkids, you know. So anyway, I haven't seen that, but this month is footwear, and there's 5 colors. So I am using green. You have to use all 5 colors. Pink, orange, yellow, and it's supposed to be teal. This is the best I got, is a light blue. So that's what and this is Alara yarn by Ice. It's a 5248 cotton acrylic, and I think it's a 3-weight, 2 or 3. I think it's a 3. I use a 4mm hook when I'm playing with this yarn. I love the yarn. But right before they did the reveal show, they had, my husband showed me Famous Footwear. He says, hey, look at this. You need some sandals? And they were sandals with little tiny granny squares crocheted across the top. And I'm like, oh, I love that. So I tried, and I did this. And it's too big. I just bought a sandal from like the Dollar Tree, but this is from that Mark store that we have that most people don't have. And I cut the thingy off, and I did a strap of 4 colors. You know, every center was one of the other colors, and then the pink and the green. So no, I just trimmed all in pink, and I had 4 granny squares, and it was too big. So then I went down to 3 granny squares, and I did all the centers and trimmed in the green. I think they're adorable. Still too big. When I go down to 2 granny squares, it's too small. So I thought, okay, I'll do 2 on this shoe and 2 on the other shoe. Too small. So then I tried to like do a crisscross thing. But still the 2 is too small and the 3 is too big. So my foot comes out. So I thought, well, if I had a crisscross, it would help. It's not working. I did not cut this one apart yet, but I mean, what difference does it make? So you have to do the set in order for it to qualify. I worked on this for a couple of days. Making the granny squares, obviously quite simple, not an issue. Making it look like I want it to look and work, I'm having trouble there. So I could, I mean, if my foot was way bigger around, so I don't know. I could just make the other one look just like that. They are sandals, they just don't fit anybody. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to end up, but right now this is what I got. This is the progress on it. It went back into the bag and is in timeout. So I thought, oh, my original thought was, oh, I could whip those out in a minute. I see on YouTube a lot where they just crochet over the handles of the flip-flops. And I could do that. I need a new pair of flip-flops. Because as you can see, I destroyed these. Well, at least one of those. So I did all the other little granny squares I took apart. Not the centers, but the pink part and all that. I took it apart. And I thought, I'll figure something out. But I don't know if I'm going to or not. I mean, I might just... I do like to participate. So I will... Maybe I'll just crochet a single crochet across it and it'll just be done. And but I'll have to get a new pair of flip-flops. Lynette from Nina's Knots said she was going to do the barefoot sandals, you know, where you just do the string around your toe and you make a triangle. I really like that idea, except I don't go barefoot. So, I mean, I just don't. I used to when I was young, but I don't anymore. So that's where that project sits. I did not work on the Judy's Witch Piece craft thing yet, and it's almost middle of the month. But I didn't take it with me to the camper because I knew I wouldn't get much crochet time in. But we did do a lot of driving. We had to go pick up the grandkids, which is about a half an hour, a little bit more, maybe drive from my house. Then go to the camper, which is almost an hour and a half. So it's like a 2-hour trip to pick up the grandkids, get to the camper. And then we had another 2-hour trip back, you know, back to their house to drop them off and then back here. And I thought, well, I could get a lot of crocheting done during that time. And then, like I crochet to relax in the evening. And I crochet anytime. I mean, don't get me wrong. So I needed a project that I could just pick up and do, and I don't have one of those because the keychain for Judy's Witch Piece Craft, I need the pattern, so I need to be able to like spread out and read it. I can't do that so well in the car. My grape cardie, the purple one that I'm working on the sleeves, I had left that at the camper, and I'm doing one sleeve, but I have to write down what I'm doing so that I do the same thing on the other sleeve. So can't work on that until I can like sit down. And working on that at the camper, I sit at a table when I crochet, because there's not like a recliner in our camper. So I sit at a table, which works out well. I could write down what I'm doing as I'm doing it. It's really convenient. So that's at the camper. Couldn't work on that anyway because I want to be able to write it down. Can't work on my duster cardie because I'm really at a loss. I don't know what to do with that. Mad at the shoes. The sandals, can't work on that. I do have a forgotten WIP. that I took with me in case I needed something to crochet and couldn't. Anyway, I started a new project. I didn't work. The one that I took with me is one I started a long time ago, like 3 years ago. Let me get it out. It's a, come on you. It's in my little Yoda Baby Yoda bag. I love this bag. And this bag is from Fancy Boy Designs. I think I got this from Anita from y.o.h crochet. And this is, I'm making this with Stitch Studio yarn from AC Moore. That store is no longer in business if you were unfamiliar with it. But this is a shawl. I don't do a lot of shawls, and this is in like 1 weight, or is it a 2 weight yarn? I don't know. It's a skinny doggone yarn. And it's looking like this. It's real pretty. I don't remember the pattern. It was a tutorial, and I wrote down the steps. I don't remember where I wrote them down at. I don't have that as my yarn journal diary anymore, so anytime I pick it up, I have to, what was I doing? It's a 2-row repeat, so I have to look at the stitches and figure it out. There's clusters and V-stitches involved and some chains. And anyway, it's beautiful. I love it. But I don't work on it very often. I don't really know why. I think it's the slow progress. For me, this skinny yarn is very slow progress. And I will probably have a lot more time to work on it now. And my concentration is getting some of my old WIPs done. So I took it with me to the camper. I thought I might crochet on it in the car. But I got excited about the new project that I started. And I really want to get it done before the 4th of July. Which probably won't happen. And it really doesn't matter if it does. But one of my husband's co-workers' husband is a vet. And a veteran. And she asked if I could make him a red, white, and blue blanket. And she asked my husband a while back. And so I told Roy that I would do it. I just had to get some other things done first. And I had to decide what I was going to make. Well, Big Twist had, or Joann's had Big Twist on sale one day. And so I bought these, the big 1 pounds in white and the navy blue, and then the red I liked I could only get in the little skeins, but I liked that red. So I bought 3 of them because that's like the same kind of yardage. But they were on sale, and so I bought the yarn a while back. And then I had to decide what pattern I wanted to do. And I don't have a picture of it, sadly, because when I printed off the pattern, it did not come with a picture. But this was the blanket that Bee Hooked Crochet designed for Warm Up America in 2019. I did make this blanket back then and send it off to the Warm Up America people. I loved the pattern. And the blanket is fun to make. I am using a 6mm hook, and I'm making it bigger than what she said. She starts with 88 single crochets as your chain. I did a foundation single crochet, or half doubles, 85 half doubles. And the pattern is done, it looked to me to be multiples of 8. And then I don't know how many extra you needed, but there was an 85, and the pattern repeat is 8 stitches. So I just did 16 3 more times, because that's 8 times, and see if it was wide enough, and see if it was wide enough. I did end up with 1 more stitch than I needed at the end, so I just fudged that in when I did the actual pattern repeat. And if you've been around and you saw when I did that beach cover up for Hobie, and I used that real skinny yarn, similar to the Stitch Studio, what is it, the Hobie Twisters, Beautiful yarn. I mean, I do love the finished products of the skinny yarn. You get such great stitch definition in the skinny yarns. I've done a lot of projects in skinny yarns lately, so I think that's why I haven't wanted to work on the shawl this last weekend. I'm like, oh God, not another skinny yarn. Um, so anyway, I love the stitch definition. It takes me forever to get them done. But I wanted this blanket to be bigger than the lapgan that they were making for Warm Up America. So I added 16 three more times. And like I said, I did one. I need 133 stitches to make it. And I didn't measure it actually to see how wide it is. But it's wide enough for what I wanted. So let me show you what it's looking like. And, oh shoot, I just lost a stitch marker. That could be detrimental. And I'm keeping it in this plastic bag, which was a bag for a blanket, but it's got a pocket in the front, just like the Mary Maxim bags have. And I can put my pattern in there and read it. Sorry, I'm wobbling. I can put the pattern in there and read it as with the bag closed and just have like a hole for the yarn to come through, which I'm going to tell you what, that's awesome. So I can like sit it next to me or on the floor at my feet in the car, just pull the yarn through, or lay it on the, the bench fold down thing between the bucket seats, and have the pattern right there. But it's a, well, let me show it to you. So you start with, a foundation chain, and then you make the border, the bottom border, top border, whichever way. And so I did that, no problem. I mean, you're just single crocheting or half double crochets, and then you do this. Now, when I did that Hobie skirt, beach cover up, the skirt of it was from this pattern. And so you get the waves, like so this is going to be red, white, and blue, and it looks like the flag is waving. So you have the white, and you do so many rows of this, and then you change color and do red, and same pattern, and you do a big chunk of red, and then you change color and go back. I think, and so you can just do this repeat for as long as you want to. Then you go back to the blue border. In her design, the original is blue bordered all the way around. So you make your border, make your blanky part, do the bottom border, and then you start here and you just crochet on this edge stitch. Here and on the edge stitch, you crochet half doubles and make a matching border for the sides. And so the whole thing is bordered in the blue, or you can change your colors on your yarn to match your flag. I think she has you do 6 rows of the waves before you change color. Now this is 3 rows of waves. So I'm only on row, this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm on row 4, wait, 8, 9. There's a row of single crochet in between the waves. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've completed 14 rows. Pretty good size for 14 rows, right? I think in her pattern, she wants you to go another section this big before you change colors. I don't want to do that. I don't think. I think I want my sections to be smaller and change red and then change. So you don't put any more blue. The only blue is the border. So I think this is a big enough section of red. I mean of white. And then I think I want to do like a 3-row section of blue or red. And just alternate the red, white, and blue, but not in 6-row sections, because I think that's going to be, I mean, the blanket is beautiful. And if I can get a picture off the internet, I will insert it at the end of this. But I think I don't want it to be that. Maybe I'll go one more. Maybe we'll do 4, and then 4, and then 4, and then 4. but I made it way longer, like 43 stitches longer or something than what she did. So it is almost my wingspan. I'm 5'3". No, 5'2.5". So it's probably, close to 5 foot wide, and then I can make it as long as I want. And I have plenty of red and white yarn to do so, and plenty of blue to make, the other borders and go as big as I want it to be. So I'm real excited about this. It works up pretty quickly. The length will go pretty quickly because these stitches are real big. I mean, let's be serious. That's considered, like one row. And it's like a sextuple or something she called it. You wind your yarn 7 times to make that stitch. The pattern is free on B-Hook's website. She has it free. I think she created the new one for this year, which is also gorgeous. And that was my second choice. I thought, ooh, do I want it? She does it in a rainbow color palette, white with, I have it. But anyway, it's beautiful. And she's using basically white, and then you rainbow effect the colors that are in it throughout the white. And I thought I could do that white and then red and blue on the, color portions, and just alternate white and blue, or, do blue and alternate white and red, or, whatever. I could do that. And I decided, no, I'll just stick with this blanket because I really, really like it. And the pattern is easy to remember, easy to make, fast to make. And I can easily travel in the car. I don't need a tutorial to follow. I don't, once you know the stitches, you just do that across and then back and then across and then back. Now you do have to make the wave, you go 4 stitches across. So you do your 2 side stitches. And if you do make this, let me give you a couple of hints. Always mark your last stitch, because this is a chain of 6, and as you're crocheting, this twists in amongst itself, and it can be difficult to figure out where your last stitch is, because when you're doing just this part, it gets all twisty, and then you do a single crochet across there and it makes it stable, and it's easier to tell. But when you're doing this single crochet row, you're like, So I always put a stitch marker on the end stitch, both sides, and you crochet, and you do your 2 end stitches, then you skip 4 stitches and go into the 5th, and you do your 7 times over thing, and then you go back and do the 7 times over in the 4 skip stitches. But the one time you have to go in front, and the one time you have to go in back. So for me, I'm using 2 stitch markers, the blue and the green. The blue goes on the back. When I finish the back going behind, I use the blue for back, B for B. And then the green one, just because it's not blue. So the green one is when I'm going in the front, because the B is for the back, and the other is is the front one. But that's keeping me straight to know which direction I'm going, back to front or front to back, without having to look at stuff and figure it out. I made it really simple, and I can like sleeve crochet and still get it right, because I do that on occasion, like every day. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. This is a lot of chit chat about not a lot of stuff. If you can help me with the math on my rectangle cardigan, I would greatly appreciate that. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the sleeves go. I don't know if they still make that color, but I'm not really, and I think it'd be much. So I'm kind of thinking I just want to do white. I think I want to use just plain white to join. Pockets will just be plain white. I need to get, I think it's a 3-weight yarn. I have some white in 3-weight. And I was thinking if I do sleeves on it, I wanted it to be a lightweight cardigan. But I think I want sleeves on it. And the sleeves I think I will do in white as well, so that it's just not overwhelming, but then do the ribbing in the yarn, in the grape color yarn. We'll see how far the yarn goes, but I'm going to assume that I'm going to have just a little bit left like I have on the first side. And so I might be looking for another color, or it's just the sleeves will be white, or there won't be any. I don't know. But I'm not sure. We'll see how that works out. Again, it's a work in progress, and that's what happens with a work in progress, right? You do what you can do, but I think it'll be too much if I put that same yarn into the sleeves. So I think white would be good. Anyway, we'll see how it turns out at the end. And I appreciate any of your help with that. If you make the Warm Up America blanket, that would be cool. I'd love to see pictures of it. I like the pattern, and I think you would too. It's fun. And just say a little prayer for my shoes. I don't know what I'm going to do with that whole thing. I did, when I was sitting at the camper and trying to crochet, there was the first time we've had this little yellow bird. I think my husband said it's a goldfinch, but I am not sure. Very bright yellow. And he goes in this mesh bag. He likes the food that's in the mesh bag. I think it's thistle. And surprisingly, some of the woodpeckers liked that food as well. But I did take, and it's probably very shaky, but I did take a little bit of video of that bird. And then I think I got his mate. The bright yellow one is obviously the male, because they're always prettier in the bird world. And then the other one on there, when there's 2 yellowish birds, the not bright one is the female. And I only saw her the one time. The male kept coming back and back, but only once did I see that one. And we got a baby hummingbird. It's so tiny and fast. Oh my goodness, so fast I didn't get a picture of him at all. But I will insert this little clip of the bird. I might even be singing. I'm pretty sure it was that bird. I just don't know if my camera picked up the vocal. But we'll see. And I hope that you enjoy seeing that, but I'll put those at the end. And as I said, if I can find a picture of the Warm Up America blanket, the finished blanket, I will show you. I'll put that before the birds. Okay, that's all I have. This video got longer than I really anticipated. Thanks again for watching, liking, subscribing, all of those things. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
No, I don't think so.
think the woodpecker made a big hole in that bag there.